Welcome.
To the joy of coding.
Hello, and welcome to episode 387 of The Joy of Coding. My name is Mike Conley. It's so good to have you here. Going to be live hacking on some Firefox stuff. Going to be continuing our deep dive into some documentation improvements for a fairly sophisticated and unusual part of the browser. We've been doing that for a couple months. We're going to keep going. I think we're getting really into the meat of this thing, and we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. So I'll start by sharing my screen. Hey gang, it's December 11th, episode 387. I say this every time. A reminder, no plan survives breakfast. I think I know what I want to do today. I think I know how things are going to go. I just realized, for example, that I didn't test to see whether or not the bridge, the matrix bridge is working. And like, that's all part of it, you know? Like, I'm going to forget some steps. I'm gonna realize that halfway through the stream that I'm not recording or something. That's okay. Let me just do a bridge test here. It's working. And that's okay. You know, you're watching me do software development in the raw and just kind of like stumble through stuff as it's happening, and that's okay. That's the name of the game. Low budget value. Imagine this is like the joy of painting with Bob Ross, but it's low production value, very little editing, a little bit of a plan, but not much of one. We're just going to figure it out as we go. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that there is an agenda here. You see this agenda? There's not a whole lot on it just yet. We're probably gonna add to it as the episode moves on. But you have access to this agenda. If you're watching this on Air Mozilla, check out the details section over there for a link. If you're watching this on YouTube, check out the video description. If you're watching this on Twitch, check out the channel details for a link to the agenda. And as I update the agenda, maybe I'll update the agenda like this. You'll see this little spinny spin. If you reload the agenda, you should get the most up-to-date version of it. All right, let's just dive right in. Well, the first thing I want to mention is, hey, we're approaching the end of the year. Woo! Here, let's play a celebratory sound.
Mamma mia!
A good one though.
Oh yeah.
Hi-oh!
That's right. That's right. It's almost the end of the year, meaning that I'm going on holidays. You know, winter holidays are coming up. That means that I won't be streaming as much until January. So there will be an episode scheduled for next week. I'm planning on streaming next week. That's the 18th. And then after that, I'm off for 2 weeks. I'm not going to be streaming. I'm not even hopefully going to be on my computer. I'm going to be away from work. And then I'll be back on January 8th. That should be, if all goes well, the next episode will be on January 8th. So that'll be episode 389. And then we'll only be 11 episodes away from episode 400, which seems pretty wild to me. That's I can't believe it. Episode 400, who would have thought? Hey, look at us. I might consider doing something special next week for the last episode of the year. If you've got a suggestion, feel free to drop it in the suggestion form here in the rate this episode form. Feel free to drop in a suggestion or just drop it in the chat right now. Do you want me to do a dance? Do you want me to play some guitar? Do you want me to hack on something in particular, go away from this documentation? Something that can be encapsulated in one episode. Maybe you want we can look at some other project source code, something special. Just let me know if there's something you have in mind, and I'll consider it. With that, let's keep going. We were deep in the bowels of customizable UI, that component, and I haven't looked at the documentation since. So let's pull that up. We'll check out that branch. We'll rebase it as we do. Whoop, not bookmarks, get rebase. Well, I don't know what I was doing that for. We'll rebase. See if it's still clean. Okay. Oh! There was a conflict. Let's see if we can figure this out. That's right. There's a little bit of conflict here. So something related to... I see. Something related to CanDraw and title bar changed recently. Let's take a look at that. CanDraw and title bar. That changed. Emilio changed that on the 28th. Okay. And so we can just replace this, I think, with this dot window. Yeah, that's fine. And do we have any other? Here. This is the other bit that's broken. And this has to do with the attach event listeners in customized mode. Oh, because we stopped using inline event listeners. Yep, okay. That should be fine. I think we can go ahead and just absorb that like this. And that should all just kind of work. I think that's it. I think that's our conflicts resolved. So in Git, I believe what we do after that is we git add components, customizable UI, customize mode, .sys.mjs, and then git rebase continue. Let's see what it thinks. Yeah, there we go. Done. Done. We're rebased. So let's go ahead and build with artifact. And then we'll... Mamma mia! That's exactly right, Smurfy. That was a good opportunity on that conflict to have used Mamma mia. Where's Mamma mia? There it is.
Mamma mia!
There's some other good sounds in here. I haven't used some in a while. I don't know what the context was for this one. I remember Untitled Goose Game was very popular when I added that. That's a clip from Untitled Goose Game. I also remember enjoying seeing The Lighthouse with Willem Dafoe and that fella who was in Twilight and the Batman. What's his name? Robert Pattinson.
How long have we been on this rock? 5 weeks? 2 days? Help me to recollect.
Yeah, that movie's about like a descent into madness. And so I can imagine that clip I added because sometimes diving and spelunking into source code can feel like a descent into madness. All right, let's go ahead and fire up our docs. Again, I can't remember every time. There's like an ignore fatal warnings, disable warnings. I can't remember what it is, but we do this every time. And like, hey, it installs and updates a bunch of packages for creating the documentation. That's great. We'll go ahead and do that. In the meantime, let us see where we had left off if we can. I'm hoping that'll be obvious. This looks like where we probably left off right here. Yeah, and we're going to keep going. We're on line 1871. We're just over halfway through the file, I'd say. Maybe we're going to pick up speed. We'll see. Disable warnings check. That's what it is. Disable warnings check. We'll go ahead and run that. And it should build the documentation. We should see customize mode show up in the index. Yeah, here it is. And all the good stuff we've been adding. All right, let's keep going. On area node unregistered. So in the event that we as customize mode notice that an area has been dynamically unregistered, which these days doesn't occur very often, after an area node is unregistered from customizable from is unregistered. I think that's and no longer available. And then we need a reason container, and there's a reason. Presumably that reason is one of the constants from customizable UI. Reason constants. It's a string. Param string, a reason, one of the customizable UI.reason constants to describe the reason that the area was unregistered for. guess there can be multiple reasons why an area node was unregistered. Reason area unregistered. Oh, I see. Either the window was closed or the area was unregistered. Constantly indicating the reason the event was fired was a window closing. No longer available in this window. Okay, so container, if this document is unregistered, okay. Open add-ons manager themes. This does a thing? Browser add-on UI open add-ons manager. This does a thing? That's interesting. Let's see what that does. So it does. Opens about add-ons in a new tab on the in the themes, and the themes showing the themes list. Get more themes. Handles a user input event fired when a user engages with something that offers more themes to the user. In this case, this will open up AMO in a new tab where a user can browse and install and choose to install new themes. A event. That's gotta be some event. It could be a click event, a command event. We don't know. The event that caused the user input event fired when the user engaged with the UI for finding more themes. Okay. Update UI density, and then we pass in a mode. What is mode? Sorry, I'm getting lit up here. Okay. Not work related. Okay, we'll get back to that later. Okay, what is mode? I know what update UI density is all about. GUI density and then update and then mode. What is mode? Is going to be one of null and then these constants. Mode. Oh, it's a number. Okay. Number, null, mode. Updates the UI density to suit the past UI density of the browser UI. Updates the density of the browser UI to suit the past in mode. Mode, one of the density modes from GUI density. Mode constants from GUI density. For example, GUI density dot mode touch doesn't return anything. Okay, what's the difference between update UI density and set UI density? Oh, I see. This one, so UI density is something here. Let me launch the browser. So UI density. There's a picker. I think. Density. When do we show UI density? I think if we're on Windows, we'll show it. Because you can choose touch or normal. Right? Set UI density. Listeners. Configurations. What's this doing in Moz screenshot? Oh, I see. Okay. Updates the UI density selector to have the currently applied density selection set density selector to reflect the currently configured UI currently configured density. And then mode. Why mode? No, this is actually setting the mode. What? Set UI density. UI density, menu, item, touch. This is actually doing it. So what's the difference between that and update UI density? Who calls update UI density? Oh, no one. No, okay, hold on. No, we do. Update UI density. ID is compact, normal, or touch. We'll tell it to update the UI density in customize mode. What is it density? Oh, that's interesting. So you can like hover the density as you... Oh, I think I understand. Set UI density for command. Okay, I understand. Temporarily updates to suit the past in mode. This is used to preview the density of the browser while the user hovers the various density options. Updates, so this actually sets, configures the browser to use a particular UI density from here forward. Actually sets a UI density mode as the preferred density. Sets a UI density mode as the preferred density. And is reset when the user stops hovering the menu, the options. Okay, sets the UI density mode as the preferred density. And so this will be similar to this. That's interesting. So this should really be called like preview UI density, I think. In fact, I might just rename that. Update UI density. And that's only used by customize mode. This should definitely be private then. Also, get more themes. Get more themes isn't even called. Ah! How about open? Okay, that one is called. It's only called internally. All right. We're going to make this one private. We're going to remove this because no one's using it. Get more themes. crazy. Okay, and then update UI density. I'm going to rename that to preview UI density. Where's a preview? And then set UI density. I think that one's a lot clearer now. Set UI density. And that's okay. This is called externally. So we're going to go ahead and accept that one as being public. Reset UI density. That's only used internally. Okay, so this one, I'm actually wondering if this makes more sense over here. Reset UI density. Resets the current UI density to the currently configured, the currently preferred. The configured density, the currently configured density. This is used after temporarily previewing a density. Okay. Great. On density menu showing. Only used internally. We'll go ahead. Place next. Okay, I overdid it. Okay. And this is called by who? The auto touch mode. Updates the state of the UI density menu pop-up. To correctly reflect the current selection, the current preferred, current configured density, and to list the available alternative densities. Update auto touch mode. Called only internally. What is this? Update auto touch mode. If there is a checkbox called, what is the string for that checkbox? Use touch for tablet mode. Oh, okay. Sets touch mode to automatic. Sets automatic touch mode to enabled or disabled. Automatic touch mode means that touch density is used automatically in if the device has switched into a tablet mode. Checked is a Boolean. True if automatic touch mode should be enabled. Okay, on UI change. This seems like it should be private, yeah. of Demeter. Okay. Called called anytime the UI has changed in such a way, UI configuration has changed in such a way that we need to update the state of any update the state of the customize mode options. Update the state and appearance. Customize mode. Yeah, I think that's fine. Update empty palette notice. Only used internally. Okay. Handles updating the state of customize mode if the palette has been emptied such that only the spring element remains. The special spring element remains as this cannot be removed from the palette. And so there's like a little, you're seeing a little behind the scenes here. If the palette only has one item and it's only the spring, then we show the Whimsy button. The Whimsy button is what allows Pong to be available. Update reset button. Only used internally. Great. Updates the enabled, disabled state of the reset toolbars button. I think that's what it looks like. Customize this reset defaults, restore defaults button. Based on whether or not we're already in the default state. And then undo reset button. Pretty sure that is also only used internally. Updates the enabled, the hidden visible state of the can undo reset, this button. The undo button based on whether or not we've just performed a reset that can be undone. Reset undo button. Okay. Undo reset button. Update touch bar button. Okay. Returns nothing. What does this do? On Mac OS, because yeah, I think there's like something special here about the touch bar, is there not? In the if a touch bar is available on the device, we show the button that allows them to customize the touch bar. Updates the hidden / visible state of the customized touch bar button. Button and spacer. Update density menu. Button after that. Button hidden is query selector. Updates the hidden visible state of the UI density button. Enter the button after that. Compact, then we'll say show pref. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Handle event. Okay, generic event handler. So this is an event. Generic event handler used throughout most of the customized mode. UI, this is mainly used to dispatch specific events to more events to specific handlers to more specific based on the event type, the event being handled, and then there's no return value. Set up palette dragging. Just the one. Okay, sets up, we handle drag drop on the outer palette separately to avoid overlap with other drag drop handlers. Okay. Sets up the drag over drop handlers on the visible palette. So what we do is we add the standard drag and drop handlers to the visible palette, and then we add an additional drag over and drop handler to the content container such that okay, all right. Tear down palette dragging. This is probably the opposite of setup palette dragging. I mean, tears down the drag over drop handlers, the added by setup palette dragging. Implements an SI observer. this is mainly to listen, to observe for preference changes. Subject. In this case, subject is not used. So like, I don't think we need to necessarily document that. Topic. This is string. The NSI observer notification topic being that we're observing. This observer is observing. That is being observed. Param names to be subject topic, got a topic. Huh. Subject is NSI supports a subject. The NSI supports subject for the notification topic. That is being observed. This is unused. Okay. And then on installed. I think these are add-on listeners, add-on manager. I think we add an add-on listener. And so add-on listener takes a, let's look at the definition of add-on listener. An add-on manager listener. Yeah, it's an add-on manager listener. Implements add-on manager listener called when a new add-on, not necessarily new add-on, an add-on is installed. And it is passed on installed. Uninstalled. Yeah, that's where we are. Get a definition of what this is. Uninstalled. Oh, what's the difference between an add-on listener and an add-on manager listener? This might be an add-on listener instead. Add-on listener. It's an add-on manager listener. The add-on listener to add. I kind of wonder if this is a mistake and it should be add-on listener. And then the add-on. Yeah, it should probably be an add-on wrapper. Apps, extensions, install. It's gotta be an add-on wrapper. Yeah. This on enabled add-on. Okay. And it returns a promise that resolves with undefined. Implements call when add-on is enabled. Add-on wrapper. If the add-on type is not equal theme, otherwise, I see. What is this? Next theme user triggered. This looks like it's dead code. Because when is this ever true? 2019. It used to be set to true here on theme selected. There is no theme selector. Oh, there used to be a theme selector. On themes menu showing in customize mode. There used to be theme selection in here, but we don't have that anymore. So this never occurs. I don't think we need this anymore, because this is never true. And so this all goes away. And so this all goes away. Add add-on listener. And so then you don't need to add an add-on listener. Add-on listener. Don't need to do that anymore. And then, do you still need add-on manager? No. So that goes away. Booyah shaka. Pretty good. Nice simplification there. Can draw in title bar. Okay. It's called in a couple of different places. We're going to replace that with a real private method. True if the current platform current configuration allows us to draw in the title bar. Current platform configuration allows us to draw in the title bar. Turns Boolean. Returns true. The window title bar. Sure, customization panels. Okay. Let's just see where we're at here. How much more do we have to do? We're getting pretty close. 3670, and we're at where? 2259. Pretty good. Keep going. Sure, customization panels. Oh, delazifies the customization panel custom mode wrapper. What's that? I see. Customization panel. Delazifies the customization panel and the menu pop-up panel template holding various DOM nodes for customize mode. this is an optimization. This these things are lazily added to the DOM to avoid polluting the DOM with the browser window DOM with things that only customize mode cares about. Okay, attach event listeners. That is pretty important. Pretty sure that that's going to be I mean, it's kind of a recurring pattern here, but attach event listeners, replace, go ahead. Adds event listeners for all of the interactive elements in customize mode in this window, in the instance, in the customize mode instance that this customize mode instance is configured for, was constructed with. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Not bad. Do you have a whistle as a sound, or am I hearing that from elsewhere? Oh, yeah, my bad. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me just go here for a second. I forgot I had Thunderbird open. So that was just letting me know about a meeting that is optional. Okay, so I just closed Thunderbird. Okay, where are we? Update title bar checkbox. Okay, we're going to make that private. What this does is updates the checked, unchecked state of the checked, unchecked state of the, what is the name of the checkbox? Custom title bar visibility checkbox. What is the name? The string that's given to it. Title bar. The title bar checkbox to reflect whether or not we're currently configured to show the native the native title bar or not. Okay. Toggle title bar. Okay. Configures whether or not we should show the native title bar. Whether or not we should show the native title bar. Boolean. True if we should show the native title bar. False to draw the browser UI into the title bar instead. Get bounds without flushing. Classic. How often is that used? Customize mode. Panel multi-view also exposes it. Customize mode uses it a bunch. Okay, so this is just kind of a convenience wrapper or convenience. A convenient shortcut to calling get bounds without flushing on this Windows NSI DOM window utils. DOM element. An element for which to try to get the bounding client rect. Client rect, but without flushing styles or layout. Returns DOM rect read only, I think. Let's actually check that. Get bounds without flushing. What do you return? It returns a DOM rect. Okay. Stretch. Okay. On drag start. Pretty straightforward. Handler, and I'm pretty sure that that is only called internally. Yes. Handles the drag start event. Adds capture for some customized target, customizable area. Okay. Handles the drag start event on any customizable item in one of the customizable areas. Event. A drag start event is a drag event. And I don't believe it returns anything. Yeah, it returns nothing. Drag over, similar. Handles the drag over event. Now, I'm noticing another argument here. Drag over. And it's an optional argument, it looks like. Okay. Param DOM node a override target equals null or undefined. So the drag start event being handled, the drag over event being handled, and then this is the more interesting part. What is override target? Get customizable parent, target area. What are we doing with it? Allows callers to override the drag over target to be something other than the drag over target, the current target. Drag over event current target. Oh, thank you very much. I just got tea delivery. Thank you so much. Second to last tea delivery of 2024. during the stream. Shout out to T. Shout out to the tea delivery person. Her name is M. She's the best. Drag over event current target. Yeah. Optional argument that allows callers to override the drag over target to be something other than the drag over event current target. Sure. I think this is because it used to be the case that, if you were dragging over something, the actual target could be deeper within the thing that you were dragging over. Like in the customization palette, it's like let's see what it's being used for. The visible palette. On the customization content container, we will redirect it to the visible palette for some reason. It's a little unusual, but there it is. On drag drop. All right. And I think it's similar. Handles the drag drop event on any customizable item in one of the customization areas. Drag drop. What is drag drop? On drag drop. Oh, just drop. Handles the drop event on any customizable area. The drop event. A customizable. I think it's the drag over on any dragged item target area. Handles the drag over event on any customizable. For any customizable area, the drag over event. On drag drop, handles the drop event on any customizable area. The drop event being handled. Optional area allows callers to override the drop target to be something other than the drop event current target. Apply drop. This is interesting. Why would we make that separate? It's a helper method. Okay. Apply drop is a helper method. If an API based function depends on the power, apply drop positioning correctly if applicable. Apply drop, okay. So this is a helper method. A helper method for on drag drop that applies the changes to the browser UI from the drop event. Then the drop event being handled, a target area that will be what? Target area. That's a DOM node, I think, because get customizable parent will return an element. Okay. the target area node being dropped on. Origin area. Right, origin area, also a DOM node. The origin node that the origin area node that the dropped node came from. The dropped item originally came from. Dragged item ID, maybe a string. The element ID, or the ID value of the customizable item being dropped. So that really should be a dropped item ID. I'm going to rename that actually. A dropped item ID. Yeah. Very good. And then a target node. What is target node? Apply drop. What is target node? The actual dropped node. No, wait. Drag over item. Target node. What is the target node? The target node get attribute drag over drop. Need to insert after this node if we promise the user that target node direction equals after and target node next. So it's the item that was being hovered. Oh, okay. Okay. Target node. Okay. This is a DOM node. The customizable item or area node being dropped on. Let's change that. Drop from the drop event on either a customizable item within a or an area. Okay. Returns nothing. Okay, next. There's a lot going on in there. That's doing a lot of the heavy lifting. On drag leave. Okay, used only internally. On drag leave. Remind me again what drag leave is. Drag leave event is fired when a dragged element or text selection leaves a valid drop target. Okay. Handles the drag leave event on any customizable item or area. Yeah. The drag leave event being handled. No override target. Yeah, nothing to say beyond that. Okay, so this is interesting. There's already a comment in here, so we'll look at that in a sec. Oh. Drag end. Okay. Oh, yeah, sorry, we did want that. My drag end is different from drop, right? Drag end. Fire when drag operation ends. Oh, because you might not have dropped. You have either released the mouse button or hit the escape key. Okay. Handles the drag end event. And it's fired. What's the target? Drag end, reset the transparency event target. Drag end. It's fired. Handles the drag end event on any customizable item being dragged. I'll put the comment in here. Drop event here when drag end wouldn't be fired. What do we call items by a single drag operation? Okay. Is unwanted drag drop. True if the event, I guess we're checking this in a bunch of places. True if the drag drop event has characteristics, has drag drop event comes from a source other than one of our browser windows. Event, drag event. A drag drop event returns Boolean. True if the event should be ignored. This check can be overridden by source, right? Overridden for testing by setting such to true. All right, where are we at? Ooh, this tea still has a tea bag in it. I was given a little kit here with like a tea bag, a spoon, and something to hold my tea bag with. That's great. So now I can control the strength of my tea bag. It's customizable tea. Lovely. All right, set drag active. What is that? First of all, we'll go ahead and make it private. When's it used? It's used when starting a drag. Or dragging over something. And what does it do? Wow, what is happening here? Set grid drag active. When would... Oh, okay. So in the event that we're not dragging in the grid, this could be a toolbar or a panel or something. Okay. So the item must be the... What's value? Value can be before. Drag over before. So, okay, let's decode this a little bit. A value is a string. A item must be a DOM node. Dragged item ID is going to be a shortcut to a item.id, and then a area type is going to be a string. Now, what are we doing here? So in the event that we're dragging onto the palette, we're going to delegate to the drag position manager because that knows how to deal with like gritty things. Otherwise, this does the like slidey business. Okay. Handles applying drag effects, drag preview effects to a customizable area while a drag and drop operation is underway. For the palette, this mostly delegates to the drag position manager by way of set grid drag active for the visible palette. I guess that's too much internal information there. We delegate to drag position manager, delegate the complexity of grid dragging, of grid placeholder effects to drag position manager by way of set grid drag active. Okay. A item. I think this is the item being dragged over. A customizable item being dragged over. A customizable item within a being dragged over within a customizable area. String value. I think a value. So a string to set as the drag over attribute on the dragged item to indicate which way the placeholder, which indicate which direction before or after the placeholder for the drag operation should go in relative to a item. This is either before, this is either the string before or the string after. Right? A value. If a value is before, otherwise after. Yeah, set drag active will be after, before or after. Okay. Dragged item ID, the ID of the customizable item being dragged. So not a shortcut to aitem.id, because a item is the item being dragged over. So I kind of want to rename this to change rename symbol from a item to a dragged over item. A area type. I think we've seen this before. Probably in other places like in panel multi-view or search widget tracker, toolbar customize mode, track position manager. Have we not seen this A area type? Area type is either palette or toolbar. So it's one of the it's like it's synonymous with place, I think. So drag active. It's the place. So that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace not a area type. We're going to rename this a place. Okay. The place, the string, the place string associated with the customizable area being dragged over. This is expected to be one of the strings returned by customizable UI get place for item. Right. And it doesn't return anything. Okay, I feel good about that. I think we've cleared that up. Cancel drag active. Okay, let's see if we can get to set grid drag active, and then maybe we'll call it there. We're in like the back quarter. We're like more than 3/4 of the way through, I think, at this point. I think we've got one more episode before this is done. This file is done, which feels pretty good. All right, cancel drag active. Pretty sure that that is also only used internally. Make private. Okay. removes drag preview effects. Removes drag preview effects applied to a customizable area while a drag and drop when a drag and drop operation ends. Applied removes drag preview effects applied via set drag active from a customizable area when a drag and drop operation ends. Item. Node. The customizable item or area being that was being dragged over. A next item. Node. From a customizable item or area. Drag and drop operation is underway. Or an area node itself. A customizable area node. I think this should also be a dragged over item. That was being dragged over. A next item. Looks like doesn't have to exist, so this can be null. Okay. If non-null, this can be the next a next dragged over item, maybe is what we'll call it. A next dragged over item. If non-null, this is the new customizable item or area that is being dragged over. Okay. This is the customer that is being dragged over now. Instead, a transition instead of a dragged over item. Although, what's there? Current area. Current area is the okay. Now instead of a dragged over item, no transition. This is going to be a Boolean. True. If the removal reverts drag preview effects. If the reversion of the drag preview effect should occur without a transition. So for example, do we do that here on drop? For example, when dropping on a drop, it doesn't return anything. All right, finally, set drag grid active. Pretty sure that is not used anywhere else. Yeah, okay. So this is similar to this. Handles applying drag preview effects to the customization palette grid. A drag over node. A customizable item being dragged over within the palette or the palette node itself. A dragged item. The customizable item being dragged does not return anything. All right. I think that's it. I think we're going to stop there. We're right at time. So we're going to stop there. We got pretty far. We got maybe, how far did we get to? We got into the 3000s. So, you know, I'd say we did just over maybe 500, 600 lines. And there's not much left to do. We're going to get drag item size and some of these utility functions for dragging and dropping, some mouse event listeners. And then eventually it kind of thins out. And eventually we get down to the Whimsy Pong, and then we're done. I wonder what we're going to add as our... That'll be fun. Maybe next week, one of the things... Or next time we'll focus on getting to the end and and figuring out how do you properly document Whimsy Pong when it's an Easter egg. Amazing. All right. Well, with that, I think we're going to call it. Hey, thanks so much for watching episode 387 of The Joy of Coding. Let me know what you thought. If you've got ideas for what I can do next week for episode 388, which will be the last episode of 2024, let me know. You can either let me know in the Rate This Episode forum, or you can let me know in the chat, or yeah, those are the two best places to let me know. I'm going to drop a link to rate this episode. I'm going to drop that in the chat, and you can give me some feedback. You can also use that to ask me any questions you might have about, you know, Mozilla or Firefox or open source or my day-to-day or anything like that. What kind of tea I like. I'll try and answer any questions that come in on the stream if I know the answers. And yeah, it's a great way of communicating with me. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and we will see you next week with episode 388. Have yourselves a great week, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.
The joy of coding.
See ya.